Hi, everyone. This is Christy Evers. Welcome to Home Based Travel Agent 101. I'm so happy you can join me today. Being a home based travel agent has been such a blessing in my life, and I love sharing it with other people. So, today I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about who I am and why I chose to be a home-based travel agent. I'm 46 years old and I live in Raleigh, North Carolina. I am a mother and a wife. We've been married now for 26 years. And I've always loved to travel ever since I can remember. I had loved the idea of traveling. I remember being 7 years old and saving up my pennies so one day I could go to France. I even bought a French dictionary so that I could learn and teach myself French, and I totally slaughtered the language. Thankfully, in high school, I took French and redeemed myself. And I even got a chance to travel to France for a whole month when I was in high school with my French class. And that was a fabulous experience. And after that, I was hooked, being able to see all the different sites, new people, new places, new food. I was hooked, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. Maybe not necessarily as a job, but I knew I always wanted to travel. So I was a child of the 80s. I watched, instead of watching MTV, I was glued to the Travel Channel. So I knew as soon as I got out of high school, I wanted to study travel. So I went to the Milwaukee School of Business and studied travel and tourism. After that, I went to work with some of the industry greats such as Hyatt Regency and Fun Jet Vacations. After that, I got married and my husband got into restaurants, and I took some time off in the hospitality industry so that I could help him with the restaurants. And then we also had kids, and I continued to help with the restaurant and the marketing department as the kids were growing, and I stayed home with them. And then with the restaurants, we felt really secure with the company we were with. They had good moral principles, we had thought, and we felt really secure. We thought we were going to be with them for the rest of our days. But unfortunately, that is not what happened. We felt really good about what we were doing. We had a great review with the corporate offices, and then just 1 month later, the corporate offices came to us and said, "We're canceling your contract." We had been with them for 18 years, and they said, "We're canceling your contract, and we're not going to tell you why." And so we went from six figures to nothing in 1 week. It turns out that the the franchise's owner, his grandson, wanted to take over their store. So they, nepotism, but I love it. We got the boot after 18 years of hard work and service and building up that business. And we were out on the streets trying to figure out what we were going to do next. We had been with that franchise since our early 20s, so we didn't know what else we were going to do. I put out my resumes everywhere. I couldn't even get an interview. So my husband and I, we decided after a time of struggling of what are we going to do next, and we scrounged up some money from family and from some that we had saved, and we started our own restaurant. About a year into that, we realized we were miserable. We absolutely hated it. And so we took the opportunity, we cut our losses. My husband started doing more in real estate, which he enjoyed, and is now also doing things with cyber currency. And I wanted to get back into my first love of travel. So I went back and I wanted to find something that worked with my family. I wanted to have the flexibility to still be able to work and be there for my children and my family as well. So I started looking into see what was out there, and I found that travel agents were a thing again. They kind of disappeared for a little bit with everybody booking things on the internet. But the thing is, people want that personal touch again. People want somebody that they can trust, that knows what they're doing. There's so many choices out there. You don't always know how to spend your money the best. There are people who don't want to spend all that time researching. They want to make sure that they're getting a good value for their dollar without having to spend all that time taking them away from what they're already doing in their life. And they like having a travel agent. So there's a big comeback in the travel agent field. So the flexibility, I chose a travel agent field because it was allowing me to be able to work wherever I needed to work and be there for my family. It allowed me to do what I love. I absolutely love travel. And after going through what we went through with the the restaurant business, I was done with doing things I didn't want to do. A good portion of my life is over. I don't want to waste it doing things that I hate. I wanted to get back into travel because it's what I love. I also wanted to get back to traveling more and for less, because a travel agent perk is you can travel for discounted rates. And even if you don't get those discounts, you're at least getting some commission back for it. Also, I wanted to be my own boss. Again, I was sick. I was done. With a franchise, we were under the illusion that we were owners, but we weren't. We were still in a position where they could cancel our contract no matter how good we were doing. We were penalized for doing good. The owner's son wanted our store, so they took it from us. I didn't want to put myself in that position anymore. I wanted to be my own boss. And the low startup cost, like I'd mentioned with the restaurants, we lost tens of thousands of dollars. We didn't make a penny from that venture. So the startup cost to have a travel agency was nothing in comparison. It's just a drop in the bucket. So for me, it was a no-brainer. So how do travel agents work? Travel agents aren't hired in an hourly or salary position in your traditional sense. Travel agents are considered to be independent contractors, so you're your own boss. And there's two ways that you can do this. You can either start your travel agency from scratch, and then what things that you need to do to be able to do that is, first and most importantly, you have to apply and get your own agency identifier numbers. They're called CLIA, ARC, and IATA. Those are crucial. You will not get commissions from any of the suppliers if you don't have one of those numbers. So those are things that you have to set up and have. You also have to figure out your own websites and booking engines. How are you going to be able to book all these things and get that information out to your clients? You also have to figure out your own marketing materials and marketing plans. You also have to develop a relationship with suppliers. Suppliers will start to give you more commissions and more perks with the more that you book with them. And also, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to do your own training and your own support. You might have to decide if you want to go to a travel school because you're not going to have anybody to back you up. So you might have to spend thousands of dollars going to a travel school. But the good news is you don't necessarily have to go to travel school. There's also something called host agencies. A host agency is someone that has already set up all that legwork for you. All the stuff that I just mentioned, the CLIA numbers, agency identifier numbers, those are set up for you. So you have a turnkey business. You just go in there, you can have your training and support, and you can even start booking right away if you want to. It's all set up and done for you. There's also ongoing training and support and available marketing materials, and you don't have to have travel school. You also have peer support. The host agency that I use has a fabulous peer support system where we help and learn from each other with other IntelliTravel travel agency owners. It's just a fabulous way. Another thing that a host agency includes, and I forgot to put this on the slide, but you're also included in the errors and omissions insurance, which is really great because if something is booked incorrectly, it will either have to come out of your pocket or your client's pocket. And if it has to come out of your client's pocket, they're going to be even more angry at you. So you really want to have errors and omissions insurance because it could get expensive if something is booked incorrectly and it has to be corrected. And host agencies, they just make good financial sense. I looked at doing it both ways. I looked at starting from scratch versus going with a host agency. And quite honestly, when you look at the bottom line, it's just more cost and time effective to go with a host agency. Plus, the training and support is absolutely priceless. And you're making money by what you're doing anyway. If you have ever booked travel for yourself, if you've ever booked travel for anybody else, friends and family, you just did the work of a travel agent, but you didn't get paid for it. Anything that you see online, the commission is already built into that price. The only difference is when you book it and you're not a travel agent, you're just not getting that commission. You also get the opportunity to travel more for less. There are a lot of great opportunities for travel agents to have discounts. And even if you don't get a discount for some reason, you still at least are getting some commission back. And this also fits into all kinds of lifestyles. It can be used as a hobby for people, avid travelers who love to travel. You can do it as a hobby just so that you can learn more and go more. You can do it full-time work, or you can do it part-time as a supplemental income. It just works for so many different people, so many different lives. The only thing required is that you love to travel. So that is what we have going for today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about more great reasons to be a travel agent, and I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great day. Bye-bye.